Hello students, this is PDG ma'am, and in today's video I'll try to give you some tips on how to score better in an MCQ. Okay, in an MCQ examination, what should be the way you should approach it so that you can score higher, so that you can get maximum correct answers. This is a suggestion from my side which I have observed over the years, and I think if you can keep these little things in your mind, it will help you. Yes, the fact remaining the same that the best way to get a maximum in an MCQ exam is to know the chapters well. Until and unless you know it, I don't think anything else will work. But apart from it, there are a few strategies and techniques and tips which might help you a little bit. So this is specifically for CBSE students of class 11 and 12. And you know from this year how important MCQs have become. Your entire term, that is if I'm talking about term 1, which will begin shortly, is entirely based on MCQ. So just a few tips. If you find it helpful, I'll be very happy. First thing, I have actually noted down a few points. I will be just talking about it. Okay, so the first thing that you should do is read the instructions carefully. Your question paper, whether it's an OMR sheet or whether you are doing it online, will have certain general instructions, which many a times I have found students just skipping it, thinking that it's not important. Please do not make that mistakes. Do understand that if the question paper setters are spending a time on writing something on top of the question paper, highlighting it as general instructions, read carefully, that means it is really, really important. Otherwise, that wouldn't have been there on the question paper. So read the instructions carefully. You will understand everything about the pattern from the question paper instruction itself. How many to answer, what is the time allotted, what is the pattern, etc., etc. All informations are given. So the first thing is read the question instructions, that is instructions on the top of your question paper carefully. Second thing is attempt those questions with which you are comfortable first. Okay? So see, when it's an MCQ based question, when it's an MCQ kind of paper, you cannot expect all direct questions. There will be some easy questions, some difficult questions, some tricky questions, some questions which will involve a lot of thinking skills, some case study based MCQs also. So all the questions will not be very, very easy, but some definitely will. So please first answer those questions with which you are very, very confident. Third tip, do not waste too much time on a particular question. Understand MCQ examination is a time-based exam. 1 hour, 1.5 hour, depending upon the weightage of the question paper, you're given marks. So do not waste too much of time on thinking on a particular question. If you feel that you're not confident with that question, go to the next one. First, finish off with the questions which you are absolutely confident about. Alright, so 3 tips already gone. The fourth one would be read the questions carefully. First, I told you to read the instructions carefully. Now I'm telling you to read the questions carefully. Because sometimes there's a kind of mental blockage that works. We just read half of the question and we click the answer. And then we realize, oh my God, I have made a mistake. The question was something else. I should have read it a little more carefully. So read the questions carefully. Believe me, it will not waste your time. It's not a wastage of time. Rather, if you don't read it, then you will lose out a lot of marks because you might answer something different by simply not reading the question well. Okay? Another thing, when you are reading this really works, when you're reading the question, don't start looking at the options immediately. Or sometimes, even when we are half through with the question, we start looking for the options. Yes, as I was saying, that don't look out for the options simultaneously while you're reading the question. Rather, my suggestion would be, when you're reading the question, think of the answer that is coming to your mind. Don't look into the options and try to select this is the right one. If you're very confident with the chapter, with the syllabus, then when you read the question itself, the answer strikes. The answer is there in your mind. Okay, this question, this answer should be this. And then you look at the options and you find the option there and you know you're correct. So that's a double check. So why I'm telling you this, because sometimes the options are, they look very similar. The options look very similar. All the options look correct. The answers are very overlapping. And sometimes by seeing the options, we get confused. हम लोगों को लगता है कि ये भी सही है, वो भी सही है, ये भी सही है, वो भी सही है. अब 4 सही तो हो नहीं सकते. अब वो MCQ है. If it's an MCQ, you will have to understand that you will have one answer. Right? And also remember one thing, that there might be multiple right answers, but we are looking for the best answer. We are looking for the most appropriate answer, okay, which fits into that particular situation. So this is another tips, and it really, really works, that when you're reading the question, think of the answer in your mind without looking at the options. Then you look at it, you know you're correct. Okay, so that was another tip from my side. Next is, use the process of elimination. Now, what is this? You remember Cbse? There was this option of 50-50. So what used to happen there? 2 wrong answers used to be eliminated from the 4 options, and it would make your task easier. So when you get an MCQ, when you're very confident, it's okay, fine. You already know the answer. But when you're a little confused, you're not very sure, try this elimination method. If there are 4 options given to you, and if you're confident that this cannot be the answer, then simply ignore that. That reduces your number of options, and maybe that will help you to come to the correct answer. So go by a process of eliminating the wrong options when you are not absolutely sure about the right answer. This will help. This will surely help you. Okay? Yes, another very important point is that this is applicable for questions where you will have this option, all the above. Some of your MCQs has options A, B, C, and then the D option is all the above. Now, in order to attempt these types of questions, even if out of the 2 options, you can understand that, out of all the options, usually you will have 4 options. So out of all the 4 options, even if 2 are correct and you are confident about it, then you don't even need to look into the other options. The answer will be all the above. Okay, if the correct answer is more than 1, and if you have that option, all the above, that means the answer is all the above. And it cannot be none of the above. Because 1 though you definitely know is the answer. The second one also you have found out. Okay, it is also the right answer. Okay, so either it will be all of the above. Okay, and it cannot be none of the above. So if these questions are coming, then by reading a few options only, you can come to that conclusion. Okay. Next is, what else? Yes, this is another thing. This basically happens because people, students, they fail on the time management part. You run short of time. So this is something you will have to practice. The more you practice, the better you will become with handling MCQs. There is one thing that you should keep in mind when I'm talking about Cbse MCQ, there is no negative marking. Okay? And this is a very good thing, because in some professional exams, you have negative marking. But Cbse has been very kind to you. They're not keeping the negative thing. So take advantage of that. If there is no negative marking, why should you not answer all the questions? Attempt all the questions. It's better than not attempting.